It's an oasis in the O'Connor desert, proper rock and roll, not Brit Popney, Spears, Mint and Chopped Chip, but wait for Roth Tior. It's an Elvis short for Elvis Special. I say that forwards, and what is this I see before me? Dracula Elvis? Noel's blob and roll out the red spider cars in their eyes on stalks of celery? The King of the Ring pullover? And over my P t-shirt, I wear a pod top of the popped out of milky eyes roll and soup, and which I say welcome to the show. Hello and welcome to Fugcast, which is Elvis Special, although it's not really, but there is some stuff about Elvis, and there were so many different Elvises, weren't there? And which was your favourite Elvis? Fat Elvis? Hawaiian Elvis? Greek Elvis? Dracula Elvis? My favourite is Cliff Richard's because he had lovely orange skin like an orange. And my favourite fruit is an orange because I like the colour. But anyway, Elvis was surely the greatest of all rock and roll. Or he was until 1994 when three short, stocky lads from Manchester called their band Oasis and had a song called Rock and Roll. Rock and roll, a starry cow. My home is called no, I'm a glorious cold hall. And I have even though the brother called Mike.
When we were growing up, we always had soup for dinner, maybe a sandwich, sometimes soup with sandwich in it.
Liam's a very average singer, really. Any bloke from down the pub can sing like that. But then I'm a very average guitarist and a below average songwriter, and my IQ is well below average.
The band of Oasis, that is Leon, Noel, Simon, Dan and Curly, wouldn't exist without the music of Elvis. Because Leon and Noel's father used to put on the song of Bless My Soul when he wanted to have it off with old Mrs. Gallagher, which he did often, and so impregnated old Mrs. Gallagher because he ran out of sheaths and was too embarrassed to buy more. Maybe Simon, Dan and Curly would have formed a band, who knows, but would it be called the name of Oasis, and would they have played rock and roll?
Elvis is the reason I'm here today, because his music got my mum in the mood. So when my dad wanted to support my mum, he'd play Heartbreak Motel or Bless My Soul, and she'd pull down the shorts and he'd put on a sheath. But then one day he ran out of sheaths.
Elvis, yeah, I know the name. Oh, I know the guy with the white t-shirt. He did that song about stay-at-home dads, or was that someone else?
What's your favourite pizza-flavoured crisp, my friend asked me. Oh, I'm not sure, but put a gun to my head and I'll disarm you with my beautiful singing voice, and you'll put the gun down and weep, and then I'll twat you with an Aldi frozen pizza-flavoured crisp. And you say that wouldn't hurt, but you obviously aren't aware that it is made from antimatter. Not that I am antimatter, I bloody love the stuff, it's great, and most of my stuff is made out of it.
Warden threw a party in the county jail. He said, "Hey buddy, don't be no square. Come on, you can even dance with your chair. Oh, let's rock. Let's rock. Bless my soul. Let's rock."
Hi guys, it is I, Robin Colliminary, and of course I am an expert of Elvis. Thank you very much. My favourite song of Elvis is Bless My Soul, because I love the beat. It's so fast for me that I can hardly dance to it. As you know, my preferred tempo is 57 beats per minute, and I can easily dance to any song in that tempo. And I do dance around the kitchen with my family, but they prefer a faster tempo of 7,000 beats per minute. So I listen to my music on headphones, and it must look very strange to neighbours because, oh yes, our house is made entirely from glass, so anyone can see in. We hate privacy. Anyway, did you know that I have an Elvis t-shirt? Oh yes, it has a picture of the king with a shaved head, goatee beard, and also an earring, and there's a thought bubble, and he is thinking, thank you very much. It was designed by my grown-up stepson, Erasmus. He's 48 years old, which is actually older than I because my wife is very, very old, and she is also an Elvis fan. It's true, we met at an Elvis gig, and I was dancing so slow because I was listening to 57 beats per minute music in my headphones, and she was dancing so fast to Elvis song that was called Recursive Structures and was at least 9,000 beats per minute.
Bless my soul. Let's rock.
I was in this hip cafe the other day, you know, with the sourdough and the man buns and all the people on their laptops and the long tables that mean you have to sit next to someone you don't know. And the young man bun guy serving said, "How are you today? What are you up to today? How is your life so far?" But I could tell that he didn't really care. You know the sort of place. Anyway, there was this cool-looking guy sitting near me on his laptop, and when I peeked over his shoulder, I saw that he was writing a short story about a dishevelled man who stares over a hip young guy's shoulder and sees that he is writing a short story about a dishevelled man who stares over... Anyway, I noticed a sticker on the guy's arm which said that he was twinned with another hip young guy in a cafe in Oslo, and also... Wait, because there was a smaller sticker on the sticker that said that the sticker was twinned with another sticker on a lamppost in Melbourne. 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 Melbourne.
Fubcast? Yes, what a grubby little show.
What's your favourite sandwich? My friend asked the other day. Oh, I don't know, but if you were to twist my arm, I'd do a judo throw on you. Okay, he said. Well, what's your favourite judo move? Oh, I'm not sure, but I guess if you were to back me into a corner, I'd hit you with a very old crab sandwich. And you say, oh no, that sounds horrible, but it's not for eating, is it? It's a lethal weapon. A bus sticker, a saxophone sticker, and a heart sticker walk into a bar. And do I have to mention that they are anthropomorphic stickers with arms, legs, eyes, emotions and that? And did you know that the heart sticker looked like a real heart, not a cartoon heart? Anyway, the bartender, who is a man with a quiff and a leather jacket sticker, says, "What can I get you guys?" "Thank you very much," because maybe he's an Elvis sticker, actually. And the bus sticker says, "I'd like a pint of petrol sticker, please." "Thank you very much." "Uh-huh," because that's right. He was a sort of Elvis bust sticker. And the saxophone sticker says, "Oh yes, hello, I'd like a pint of Spitz sticker, please." "Thank you very much." Yes, it was a kind of Elvis saxophone sticker. And finally, the heart sticker said, "Oh, hi there, mate. Can I have a pint of blood?" Because that's right, it was a vampire.
I drew a picture of Elvis once, with tentacles. A sort of octopus Elvis, I guess. Yeah, and there was a thought bubble and he was thinking, "Thank you very much."
"Good morning, madam. Flat white?" "Certainly, madam. I am pretty much 2D and completely white, so it'll take me a while to make your coffee. What are you up to for the rest of the day? Are you doing anything nice?" "No, I'm genuinely interested. I'm going to hang out in the park with my flatmate, Ian, just chatting and that. He's also 2D, but grey instead of white." "Yes, he's also a barista. No, like a lawyer, not a coffee maker, man. I know, it's kind of funny, right? Quark-Lock Holmes is a subatomic particle and also the world's greatest detective. And he says, "I'm elementary, my dear Watson," because that's right, he has a bumbling assistant called Mr. Watson, who is a normal-sized human male. But obviously, Mr. Watson doesn't know he is Quark-Lock Holmes' assistant because he can't see or hear him because he's a subatomic particle. And oh yes, one of the stories is the photon of the Baskervilles, in which a terrifying particle of light scares some people and Quark-Lock investigates. I am a big fan of Elvis, and quite often I find myself talking like him when I buy a giant bottle of Coke from the spa and the lady at the till says, "Is that all, love?" I say, "Uh-huh." And then she says, "Thanks, love." And I say, "Oh, thank you very much." On my way home, I bump into my neighbour Chip, who is a massive Oasis fan. He simply loves dreary, bog-standard rock, and he says, "All right, kid, are you mad for it?" So of course I say, "Uh-huh." And he says, "Would you like a stick of rock?" And I say, "Oh, thank you very much." Once upon a time, dear listener, there lived a family of anthropomorphic pencil sharpeners. They had arms, legs, and faces, and spoke in different regional British accents. Mr. Pencil Sharpener had a Scouse accent, Mrs. Pencil Sharpener had a Geordie accent, and the children, who were called the names Ken and Gillian, spoke in sort of backwards Scottish accent. You know, like in Twin Peaks, except Scottish. One day, dear listener, the family of pencil sharpeners decided to go for a picnic in the car park behind W.H. Smith's. "I'm gonna have some thought pen pencils, please," said one of the children, probably Gillian. "Eat your green pencils first, then you can have some pink ones." "Eat your green pencils first, and then you can have some pink ones," said Mrs. Pencil Sharpener. And did you know that she had the name Susan? "But Mum hate green pencils." "Eat your greens, Gillian," said Mr. Pencil Sharpener, who didn't actually have a name. "I've not mine," said Ken, who was a bit of a goody two-shoes. "Good boy, Ken. You can have some brown ones if you like." Which I imagine were probably chocolate, I reckon.
The thing about Noel is that he thinks I'm a fucking bellend, but in fact it is him that is the biggest bellend ever.
When my dad ran out of sheets, he'd give me £10, which was a lot of money in those days, and I'd go to the shop and get him some sheets. He was too embarrassed to buy them himself.
1962, a simple farm boy called the name Elvis Aaron Presley appears on Top of the Pops for the first time, wearing tennis shorts and a tennis t-shirt and singing his smash hit song that is called "I Am Tennis Man," and he also has a tennis racket which he uses like a guitar, and surprisingly it sounds just like a real guitar.
He is my best guitarist of all because he can play all the chords like A, B, C, D, E and even F. I can also play all chords, pretty much. Although I have trouble with F because my fingers are quite short and very weak and it makes a nasty buzzing sound like a wasp.
You know what I hate? Is wasp. Always buzzing around the bins or buzzing around my kitchen going buzz, buzz, like that. Really loud they are. And I don't like bees either, buzzing around my garden and stinging my mother-in-law on the leg when she's going through our bins and her leg swells up 5 times the size. Mind you, she was wearing her wasp costume. And everyone knows bees hate wasps, don't they? What's your favourite biscuit? My friend asked me the other day. Oh, I'm not sure, I said, but if pressed, I emit a high-pitched beeping noise. Oh, okay, well, what's your favourite high-pitched beeping noise? And then I said, I don't know, but if pushed, I'll hit you in the solar plexus with a packet of custard digestives. In 1975, Elvis starred in a film that was called King of the Jungle, and he played himself and wore his usual tiger suit and helmet with a video camera on it. And while he was being filmed, he was secretly filming the crew and actually eventually released his own film called The Making of King of the Jungle. But little did he know that the director, Jill, had a video camera taped to her helmet, and she was filming him and released another film called The Making of King of the Jungle.
The Making of King of the Jungle is my favourite Elvis movie. People say it's the same as King of the Jungle, but worse quality, but I say fuck off, it's better. Because there are no cuts, it's continuous footage and is around 60 hours long. And you see Elvis as you've never seen him before, like eating scrambled eggs and that.
Yeah, my favourite film review ever is the one Dermot O Leary did on the making of King of the Jungle. He's a genius, simple as that.
If I wear my pear-coloured shirt with the peach tie, pear jogging bottoms with the peach stripes on the side, peach-coloured waistcoat, and my pear training shoes, and if I sit down next to you and take a peach-coloured bag out of my bag, and then take a slightly smaller pear-coloured bag out of that, and then take one pear and one peach out of this bag and offer you the pear and I eat the peach. Did you know that Elvis spelled backwards is Sivley and Presley is Yelserp? So Elvis Presley becomes Yelserp Sivley, which is exactly what I did when I saw my friend Serp Sivley in Morrison's the other day. Serp Sivley, I yelled. It is I, Olet Sok Sivley. And he turned around with an because he's like a sort of backwards Elvis, I guess. He walks backwards, talks backwards, wears his white rhinestone jumpsuit backwards, and I think his head is on backwards, and in fact his whole body is.
Hello there, I'm Avery Wayne and I'm here to review Made Up Films again. Badger Badge 88 9 QT XS 3F is the latest film in the series of Badger Badge, which, as you know, is about a boy called Paul. There's a yellow badge with a picture of a badger on it. And when he rubs the badge, he goes back in time to see the Romans, or the Tudors, or the dinosaurs. But everyone is sort of lettuce-based. Like Caesar is a salad, and Elizabeth the first queen to Caesar salad, and Caesarsaurus eating salad, and the old Badger Cafe. Sorry, I'm rambling, but anyway, I watched this film with a big bowl of Caesar salad and thoroughly enjoyed it. The salad, not the film, which was shite in capital letters. Badger salad 9999 99999 99999 QP is the latest film from director John in the series of Badger Salad. Yes, once again we watch a computer-generated badger prepare a Caesar salad very, very slowly. Although maybe that's just my computer, which is very old, like 40 years old or something. It's one of those old BBC computers, and you can't really watch films on it, but you can play a game where one pixel fights another pixel very slowly. It's brutal. Anyway, blab, 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 shite. And lastly, Salad Magnet TTF, which is a standalone film and not part of any franchise. Imagine that. Yes, This is a heartwarming tale of aging salad magnate Graham, who falls in love with his own reflection and also starts attracting all salads, hence the title. So he's in cafe, staring at his reflection in back a spoon, and there is romantic music playing when suddenly, oh no, loads of salad flies through the air and stick to him. Like what? I think this film is very clever because it has a deeper meaning, and all good films have to have a deeper meaning. It can't just be about stuff that happens. Yes, the meaning is something about modern isolation in that. Okay, bye.
Give me a detailed description of your holiday. Was the weather nice? And the food reasonably priced? Give me a detailed description of your dream. Were you naked on a bus? And did the driver have the head of a shark? Give me a detailed description of your dream holiday.
My dream holiday would be a busman's holiday, where I'm driving a bus full of senior citizens around northeast England, visiting ugly little seaside towns, and stopping for lunch of chips and brown sauce and gravy and that. And there's no toilet on the bus, and all the passengers are constantly bursting for a piss, so we have to stop all the time, like every 2 minutes, and they get out and piss at the side of the road.
Oh, my dream holiday would be a bus tour of northeast Lincolnshire, and yes, I would like the driver to be Nigel Mansell, but with the head of Sylvester Stallone and the body of Dolph Lundgren and the voice of Syrian McKellen. And we'd go to Scarborough for lunch of greasy chips and feel a bit sick afterwards, and then get back on the bus. And the driver would say, "Where to, ladies?" And we would say, "Could you drive round for a bit and end up back here?" And that'll give us time to digest the chips, and then we can get some more with brown sauce. And he says, "Okay, let's go, ladies." Because that's right. I forgot to mention that I'm with my friends Jill, Susan and Tom.
My dream holiday would be on a bus, obviously, but like a really big bus with a swimming pool in that. You know, like maybe as big as a cruise ship, but a bus. And we tour the northeast of England, stopping at places like Scarborough and that. And maybe we'd have lunch of greasy chips served in a very sweaty workman's soft hat. And you have to give the soft hat back after. And he says, "Ah, what? Now my hat's all greasy." And I'd say, yeah, it was already pretty greasy actually.
My dream holiday, I'd go to Graceland, to the home of Elvis Presley. Probably stay in a static caravan. That is the shape of Elvis and the size also. So it'll be a bit of a squeeze because I'm fairly large, but at least I'll be sheltered from the rain, because that's right, it will be torrential. And I'll bring a pen and paper and draw pictures of Elvis. But I'm not too good at drawing, so they'll probably look more like Noel Gallagher. And also, there's no room to move in the caravan, so I can't draw in there. And it's torrential rain outside, so the paper would get wet. So maybe I'll shelter under a tree. But it's winter, so there's no leaves on the tree. But I see there's a door in the tree, and it opens, and a little goblin guy says, "Come in." And I go inside the tree, and it's like much bigger than you'd think. and the goblin introduces me to his husband and makes me a matcha latte, which is quite nice. And he says I can stay as long as I like, so I stay there for several months, even though I can tell that the goblin's husband, who is a normal human man, doesn't like me and would like me to leave. I don't care and pretend not to notice, which creates a very tense atmosphere.
And here's an old interview of Elvis.
Hi Elvis, what's your favorite color?
I like all the colors pretty well, but if I had to choose one, it would be gray like my mom's leather jacket. Yes, sir.
And what people really want to know, Elvis, is what's your favorite shape?
They're all pretty good, I guess, but if I had to choose one, it would probably be a rhombus because it reminds me of my old school bus.
Okay, Elvis, and what's your favorite item of clothing?
I like all the items of clothing, I guess, but if you twist my arm, I'll karate chop you in the throat.
Yikes. And last question, Elvis.
Yes, sir.
What's your favorite recursive structure?
Well, I like all recursive structures, I guess, but my favorite is one that haunts my dreams. It's like a giant sandwich that's inside a 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 sandwich.
Basically, that's the end of part 1. You can hear part 2 by going to patreon.com/Fugcast and subscribing to be a special subscriber and pay something like $2.99 to hear all the extra stuff every time. It's all building all the part 2s, and someone needs to listen to it. Also, I'd appreciate it if you'd give me a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. That would be great. Okay, bye for now, and remember...